Say your names.
Trevor.
Melody. Callie.
The electric car might surprise you when you hear about how long they've actually been around. The first design was by a man by the name of Professor Stratton and built by his assistant Christopher Becker in 1835. In 1842, more practical and successful electric cars were designed. One of the first obstacles that faced the electric car was the use of a non-rechargeable battery. Electric cars are becoming more and more of a reality each day, but how practical and useful will they really be? Key things such as how much money will they save you, how much will they attribute to the environment, and how successful will they be, are all things that come to mind when you think of an electric car. Now that we have learned a little history about the electric car, let's look at how much money they might actually be able to save you. When considering an electric car, there is no more gas stations. For you, which means there are new things to learn and consider when thinking about buying an electric car. One thing is for sure though, that operating costs of an electric car will save you money. Electric cars run on a system based on rates. In the US, rates can range anywhere from 3 cents per kilowatt to 27 cents per kilowatt. Certain states have rates that change depending on the time of the day. For example, in California, at 11 o'clock, the rates are cheaper all the way up until 9 o'clock a.m. If you were to pay for the highest rates possible, you would still pay half as much per mile in fuel costs as you would as the average family car at $3 a gallon. The average rate is 12 cents per kilowatt in the United States, which equals a quarter as much for fuel costs, dropping your fuel bill from $1,400 to $350. Along with fuel benefits, there are also maintenance benefits. In electronic cars, there are no spark plugs, which means there are no tune-ups due to there being no combustible engine. There are no oil changes, which saves the average American $30 every couple of months. There are no driver belts, radiator hoses, fuel filters, things of a normal combustion engine, which are minimized with the electrical car. There are cars that are based off of electricity and fuel. These cars still use a combustion engine, but use much less. They still have tires, suspension, and electronics, which do need to be maintained regularly. In addition to possible cost savings, there could also be a benefit to the environment as well. We as humans are always looking to help out the environment. Cars have a huge impact on the environment, and that is why we are trying to move towards creating more electrical cars. Electrical cars don't emit carbon dioxide. Electrical cars charged with a strong nuclear and renewable charge sources are good for the environment. Power plants that create electrical vehicles using coal or fire are considered bad to the environment because they still produce carbon dioxide based off of the coal and fire. Electrical cars also contain batteries known as lithium-ion batteries. The batteries in these cars, however, are very big and cause a problem as where and how we are going to dispose of them. You can look at the extra money the electrical car might put in your pocket, and you can look at the possible benefits they might have on the environment. But how likely will the electrical car become the new standard form of transportation? Electrical cars sound all well and fine, but how well and bright does their future actually look? The demand right now is high because there aren't very many in production. The benefit of gas cars at this stage is gas cars, to the majority of people, still feel more comfortable and sturdy. And because they are gas generated, they have more power. Gas cars on average also at least go 200 miles without needing a fill-up, whereas the average electric car is averaging 100 miles before a recharge. The benefits of electric cars are you save money, there's less maintenance, and for the most part they are better for the environment. If you look at the efficiency of gas cars compared to electric cars, there are 6 key elements that one needs to look at. The cost, the autonomous range, ease of use, diversity of energy source, ease of maintaining, and whole cycle thermal efficiency. After putting each car through step-by-step of each one of these, the electric vehicle scored the highest out of both cars. In light of all the advantages, it would appear that electric cars may be the next evolution of transportation. But will the advantages ultimately outweigh the cons enough to make electric cars a reality? How practical and useful will electric cars be? How much money will they save you? How much will they help the environment? And how successful will they actually be? All three of these questions are questions that you might consider when looking into buying an electrical car. But when it all comes down to it, the ultimate choice is yours on what you think fits you best.